Hi, I'm Javis Lewis, and I run 2 YouTube channels, and I also run several websites, 5 or 6 I've lost count. There's also about 10 podcast feeds that I run, and all of that takes time and effort. And the number one request that I get basically from everybody is, can you make more content? Can you make a video on this? Can you make that? Can you explain how this works? And I'm very happy to do that, but the time is limited in my life, and eventually I would love to make whatever I do my full-time venture on YouTube and on my websites and on my podcast feeds. And I think this is where Patreon comes in. From as little as $1 a month, you can support me on this crazy mission. And whenever I figure out what it actually is, I will let you know, and maybe we can do this together. Your support will make it possible that I can give up my part-time job, because this is an issue that I have. So I have a part-time job that kind of pays the bills, and it's crazy because I've tried to reason with people like my landlady and supermarkets and software companies, but you know what? They all want money, and so I have to give it to them, which means I have to find it from somewhere. And this is where your donations come in, and this is how we can make this work together. I've got so many people on board already, and the stream of people who are happy to support me is not stopping, which is awesome. And this is so cool. I had never expected it to work this well. And if you do support me, you get several perks. So depending on what kind of tier you pick, you get several perks. So one is, of course, exclusive access to my creators diary. So it's kind of a monthly behind the scenes video, much like this one, that explains what's coming up, what's been happening, what the changes are. And of course, you can get involved. You can make suggestions. You can tell me what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of, and so forth. And I can make personalized kind of topics for you. So this is going to be very exciting. That's number one. Number two, you get ad-free browsing if you wish. So any of my websites are monetized to make a bit of extra cash. And if you want to browse my content, my explanations and all that without these super annoying adverts, you can just get a login from me and make all these things disappear. Then the other thing that you get at another tier is hosting on the house. I do run several servers in Las Vegas. They're all hard disk, they're solid state drive based, and they've got a lot of RAM, and they're very fast, and it's all, you know, funky stuff. And I've been doing this for years for several of my hosting clients, and it's all very exciting. You can get your WordPress site hosted on my infrastructure for free, or kind of in return for for supporting me on Patreon. That's another thing that you can get. You can also get hard copies of my books that I've written. You also get free copies, free access to the ebook versions of my books. You get kind of perks like, access to an audio version of a book, or you get access to 3D products and all kinds of things. I'm trying to release something like a freebie perk once every month that is usually available for sale, but you guys will get it for free. So there we go. That's what Patreon is good for. And this is, of course, to support me doing this venture eventually full time. So I'd love to have you guys on board. You can follow along without forking over any cash. But of course, the more cash you fork over, the quicker I'll be able to quit my part-time job and do this venture full time. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for looking at this whole page. And if you have any questions, drop me a line, give me a holler. Take care. Bye-bye.